Hello there, and welcome. Tonight I want to take you somewhere far away from the noise of the day, somewhere beyond the familiar boundaries of your room, your street, your city, and even beyond the gentle curve of the earth itself. I want to take you on a journey that requires nothing from you except your willingness to wonder, your permission to let your thoughts drift like leaves on a quiet stream, and your trust that wherever we go together, you will be safe, comfortable, and held by the gentle rhythm of these words. There is no rush tonight. There is no destination we must reach by any particular time. We are simply going to explore, you and I, a question that has whispered itself through the corridors of human thought for as long as we have looked up at the night sky and felt that strange mixture of awe and curiosity that seems to live in the very marrow of our bones. So settle in, wherever you are. Perhaps you're lying in bed, the covers pulled up around you, the soft weight of blankets pressing gently against your body. Perhaps you're resting on a couch, or curled in a comfortable chair, or stretched out somewhere quiet where the world cannot easily reach you. Wherever you are, let your body sink a little deeper into whatever is supporting you. Let your shoulders drop, let your jaw relax, let your eyes close if they want to, or leave them softly open if that feels better. There is no right way to do this. There is only your way, and your way is perfect. Before we begin our journey into the cosmos, I find myself curious about something. Where are you listening from tonight? I wonder if you are in a city somewhere, with the distant hum of traffic and the glow of streetlights filtering through your curtains. Or perhaps you're in a quieter place, a small town or a village, where the nights are darker and the stars shine with a brilliance that city dwellers rarely see. Maybe you're in a country I've never visited, in a time zone where the sun has just set or where dawn is still hours away. I imagine all of us, scattered across this small blue planet, each in our own little corner of the world, yet somehow connected in this moment by the simple act of wandering together. If you feel like sharing where you are, I would love to know. And if you are finding this journey peaceful, if you feel the gentle pull of curiosity and calm beginning to wash over you, perhaps you might consider subscribing so that we can continue to explore these cosmic mysteries together on other nights, in other moments when you need a quiet place to rest your mind. But there is no pressure, no urgency. We are simply here, together, and that is enough. Now let us turn our attention to the stars. Have you ever stood outside on a clear night and looked up at the sky? I mean really looked. Not just a glance on your way from one place to another, but a long, sustained gaze that lets the immensity of what you're seeing slowly sink into your awareness. If you have, you know that strange feeling that comes over you, that mixture of wonder and vertigo, as if you're standing on the edge of something so vast that your mind cannot quite grasp it. The stars seem countless, scattered across the darkness like diamonds spilled on black velvet, each one a sun in its own right, many of them far larger and brighter than our own. And between them, the darkness stretches on, deeper than any ocean, more silent than any tomb, holding mysteries that we have barely begun to fathom. When we look at the night sky, we tend to think we are seeing the universe as it is. We look at the stars and the planets, the faint smudge of the Milky Way stretching across the heavens, and we assume that what we see is what exists, that the cosmos has laid itself bare before us, offering up its secrets to anyone patient enough to look. But what if that assumption was wrong? What if the universe we see is not the universe that is? What if, in some profound and beautiful way, the true size and nature of existence was hidden from us, veiled by a kind of cosmic illusion that we are only now beginning to suspect? This is the question I want to explore with you tonight. It is a question that might seem strange at first, even a little unsettling. After all, we live in an age of powerful telescopes and sophisticated satellites, of space missions that have sent probes to the farthest reaches of our solar system and beyond. Surely we have a good handle on the size of the universe by now. Surely our instruments have pierced the darkness and revealed to us the true dimensions of existence. But here is the thing, the gentle twist that makes this question so fascinating. The more we learn about the cosmos, the more we realize how much might be hidden from us, not by any conspiracy or design, but by the very nature of reality itself. You see, the universe has limits on what it can show us. Not because it is secretive, not because it is playing games with our curiosity, but because of something far more fundamental. the behavior of light, and the strange stretching nature of space itself. The light that reaches our eyes and our telescopes has been traveling for a very long time, sometimes for billions of years, and it can only travel so fast. There is a cosmic speed limit, a maximum velocity that nothing in the universe can exceed, and that speed limit means that we can only see as far as light has had time to travel since the beginning of time. Beyond that horizon, there may be realms of existence so vast and so wondrous that our current view of the cosmos would seem like a tiny pebble on an infinite beach. But we cannot see them. We cannot detect them. We may never know they are there. This is the illusion I want to take you into tonight. Not a trick, not a deception in the human sense, but a natural consequence of the way the universe works, a beautiful limitation that means our view of existence is always partial, always incomplete, always hinting at something larger and more mysterious than we can currently comprehend. What if the universe's true size was hidden by this cosmic illusion? What if everything we see, from the nearest star to the most distant galaxy, was just a tiny fraction of what actually exists? What if the cosmos was not just unimaginably large, but literally infinite, stretching on forever in every direction, far beyond anything we will ever be able to observe? Let that question settle into your mind like a soft blanket. There is no need to answer it tonight. There may never be a definitive answer, and that is part of the beauty. We are not looking for certainty here. We are looking for wonder, for the gentle expansion of our perspective, for the quiet comfort that comes from knowing we are part of something far greater than ourselves. The universe does not ask us to solve it. It simply invites us to contemplate it, to rest within its mysteries, to let our small human minds brush against the infinite and feel the peace that comes from that encounter. As we begin this journey together, I want to acknowledge something important. The sheer scale of what we're about to discuss can be difficult to grasp. Our brains evolved on a small planet, dealing with distances we could walk or run, with time spans measured in days and seasons and the cycles of a human life. We are not naturally equipped to comprehend billions of years, trillions of miles, or the kind of vastness that stretches beyond any horizon we have ever known, and that is okay. In fact, that is part of what makes this contemplation so peaceful. We do not need to fully understand the universe to wonder at it. We do not need to wrap our minds around infinity to feel its presence. We can simply acknowledge that there are scales of existence that transcend our comprehension, and let that acknowledgement bring a kind of humility and calm. We are small, yes, but we are also here, aware, capable of asking these questions and feeling this wonder. That is no small thing. That is, in its own way, a kind of miracle. So let us begin. Let us take our first steps into the cosmos together, gently and without haste, like walking through a quiet forest at twilight, where the light filters softly through the leaves and the air is still and cool. There is no need to rush. The universe will wait for us. It has been waiting for billions of years, after all, and a few more moments of stillness will not trouble it at all. Imagine, if you will, that you are floating in space, not in the cold, hostile way that movies often portray, but in a gentle, dreamlike way, as if you were suspended in a warm ocean of darkness, utterly supported, utterly safe. The stars are all around you, not just above, but in every direction, a sphere of light that surrounds you completely. You can see the familiar constellations of Earth's night sky, but they seem different from here. Their patterns slightly altered by your new perspective, their light softer and more diffuse without an atmosphere to scatter it. You are still close to Earth, close enough to see its gentle blue glow somewhere behind you, a precious marble in the darkness, your home, your origin, the place where your body still rests even as your imagination carries you here. Now, slowly, let yourself drift outward. Not fast, not with any sense of urgency, but gently, like a feather floating on a breeze. Watch as the Earth grows smaller behind you, its familiar features fading into a single point of blue light among the stars. Watch as the moon drifts by, pale and cratered, a silent companion to your homeworld. Watch as the sun itself begins to shrink, its brilliant light softening as the distance grows until it becomes just another star among many. Unremarkable, ordinary, lost in the countless points of light that surround you. This is the first gift that space offers us, the gift of perspective. From down on Earth, the sun dominates our sky. It brings us light and warmth. It marks our days and seasons. It feels like the center of everything, the source of all life and energy. But from out here, drifting in the spaces between worlds, we see the sun for what it truly is, one star among hundreds of billions in our galaxy alone, one small flame in an ocean of fire, one point of light in an endless darkness, and yet it is our star, our flame, our point of light. It is the anchor around which our small world spins, the source of every sunrise, every sunset, every warm afternoon and golden evening. It is ordinary and extraordinary all at once, and there is something deeply comforting in that paradox. Keep drifting outward now, past the orbits of the outer planets, past the icy realm of comets and dwarf planets that marks the edge of our solar system. The sun is just a bright star behind you now, no longer casting any warmth, no longer dominating your view. You are entering the interstellar space between our star and the next, a vast emptiness that stretches for trillions of miles, so empty that if you were to fly through it for years at the speed of light, you would encounter nothing, nothing at all, just the silent darkness and the distant stars that seem never to grow any closer. This is another gift of space, the gift of silence, of stillness, of profound and utter peace. There is no sound out here, no rustle of leaves, no hum of traffic, no voices or music or machines. There is only the quiet, and it is a quiet so complete that it feels like a presence in itself, like a gentle embrace that holds you in its arms and asks nothing of you except to be still and breathe. Let this silence wash over you now. Let it seep into your mind and your heart. Let it carry away the noise of the day, the worries and thoughts and plans that usually crowd your consciousness. There is nothing you need to do out here. There is nothing you need to be. You are simply floating in the cosmos, part of the vast dance of matter and energy that has been unfolding for nearly 14 billion years, and your only task right now is to rest and wonder. As you drift through this interstellar space, let your imagination carry you further still. Ahead of you, very slowly, a new light begins to grow. Another star, perhaps with its own family of planets, its own possibilities for life and wonder. And beyond that star, there are more, and beyond those still more, until the stars blend together into the vast glowing river of the Milky Way, our home galaxy, a spiral of light containing hundreds of billions of suns, each one with its own story, its own mysteries, its own potential for worlds and life and consciousness. The Milky Way is so large that light itself takes 100,000 years to cross from one side to the other. 100,000 years. Let that number settle into your mind. When the light that left one edge of our galaxy finally reaches the other side, 100,000 years will have passed on Earth. Civilizations will have risen and fallen. Species will have evolved and gone extinct. The very continents will have shifted. The mountains eroded. The oceans changed their shapes. And yet, in cosmic terms, this is still a relatively small distance. This is still just our neighborhood, our little corner of an even larger structure that we are only beginning to understand. Beyond the Milky Way, there are other galaxies, other islands of light in the cosmic ocean. Some are spiral galaxies like our own, their arms sweeping gracefully through space like the skirts of dancers in a slow, eternal waltz. Others are elliptical galaxies, vast clouds of ancient stars, red and gold and white, drifting through the darkness without the structure of arms or disks. Still others are irregular galaxies, chaotic collections of stars that seem to follow no pattern at all, perhaps the remnants of cosmic collisions, perhaps young galaxies still finding their shape. And there are more galaxies in the observable universe than there are grains of sand on all the beaches of Earth. More galaxies than you could count in 1,000 lifetimes. More galaxies than there are stars in our own Milky Way. This is the universe as we understand it, vast beyond imagining, old beyond reckoning, filled with more wonders than we could ever explore. But here is where our question begins to take shape. Here is where the cosmic illusion starts to whisper its secrets. Because everything I have just described, every star and galaxy, every cluster and supercluster, every photon of light that has ever reached our telescopes, is only what we can see. It is only the observable universe, the sphere of existence from which light has had time to reach us since the cosmos began. beyond that sphere, hidden by the simple fact that light travels at a finite speed and the universe has only existed for a finite time, there may be infinitely more. There may be realms of existence so vast that our entire observable universe would be like a single atom in an endless ocean, and we cannot see them. We cannot know they are there. They are hidden from us, not by walls or barriers, but by the very nature of light and time and space. What if the universe's true size was hidden by this cosmic illusion? What if everything we have ever observed, from the nearest planet to the most distant quasar, was just the tiniest sliver of what actually exists? What if the cosmos was not just large, but literally infinite, stretching on forever in every direction, far beyond the horizon of our observation, far beyond anything we will ever be able to detect? This is not a frightening thought. It is not meant to make you feel small or insignificant. In fact, I hope it has the opposite effect. I hope it makes you feel connected to something unimaginably vast, something ancient and beautiful and endlessly mysterious. You're part of this cosmos, after all. Every atom in your body was forged in the heart of a star. Every breath you take contains molecules that have been circulating through the universe for billions of years. You're not separate from the infinite. You're an expression of it, a tiny but precious part of the whole, a consciousness that has arisen from the cosmos to wonder at itself. And so, as you lie there in your comfortable place, as your body relaxes and your mind drifts, know that you are held by something vast. Know that the universe, in all its hidden immensity, has produced you, has given rise to your awareness, has made it possible for you to contemplate these mysteries. There is something deeply peaceful in that knowledge. There is something profoundly comforting in knowing that we belong to something so much larger than ourselves, something that stretches beyond any horizon we can see, something that whispers of infinities we can barely imagine. Let that peace settle into your bones now. Let it quiet your thoughts and ease your breathing. We are just beginning our journey tonight, and there is so much more to explore together. But there is no rush. The universe will wait. The mysteries will still be there when we return to them. For now, just rest in the knowing that you are part of something wonderful, something vast, something eternally and beautifully mysterious. And as we prepare to go deeper, as we ready ourselves to explore the very edges of what we can know, remember that you are safe here, held by the gentle rhythms of these words and the quiet darkness of the cosmos that surrounds us all. Let us pause here for a moment, in this gentle space of wonder and stillness. Feel the soft rhythm of your own breathing, the quiet beating of your heart. These are the sounds of life, the music of existence, the proof that the universe has become aware of itself through you. There is something miraculous about that, something that we too often take for granted in the bustle of our daily lives. But here, in this quiet space, we can remember, we can appreciate, we can rest in the gentle truth that we are made of stardust and wonder, and that is enough. The question we're exploring tonight, this question of whether the universe's true size might be hidden from us, is one that has occupied the minds of scientists and philosophers for generations. It is a question that sits at the intersection of physics and metaphysics, of empirical observation and speculative wonder. We will explore it from many angles as our journey continues, looking at the evidence we have, the theories we have developed, and the vast spaces of uncertainty that still remain. But for now, I want to let the question simply exist, like a seed planted in the quiet soil of your mind, ready to grow and unfold as we go deeper together. There is a particular kind of beauty in questions that cannot be easily answered. Our culture often prizes certainty, prizes the definitive answer, the resolved mystery, the problem that has been solved. But there is another kind of wisdom, a quieter wisdom that knows how to sit with uncertainty, that finds peace in not knowing, that recognizes that some questions are more valuable as questions than they could ever be as answers. The question of the universe's true size is one of these. Even if we cannot resolve it, even if we can never know for certain how far existence extends beyond our cosmic horizon, the asking of the question changes us. It expands our perspective. It humbles us. It connects us to all the other beings who have ever looked up at the night sky and wondered what lay beyond the visible stars. And so, as we continue this journey, I invite you to hold the question gently, without needing to grasp it, without needing to pin it down. Let it float in your awareness like a bubble, iridescent and fragile and beautiful. Let it remind you that the cosmos is vast and strange and wonderful, and that we are privileged to be here, wondering about it, trying to understand our place within it. There is no final answer waiting at the end of this journey. There is only the journey itself, the slow unfolding of wonder, the gentle expansion of perspective, the peace that comes from contemplating something infinitely larger than ourselves. Now, let us begin to move deeper into the mystery. In the chapters that follow, we will explore the observable universe in greater detail, tracing the boundaries of what we can see and asking what might lie beyond them. We will look at the nature of light and time, understanding how the very fabric of reality limits our view. We will consider the expansion of space, the stretching of the cosmos that carries some regions forever beyond our reach, and we will contemplate the profound philosophical implications of living in a universe that may be infinitely larger than we will ever know. But all of that is for later. For now, just rest. Just breathe. Just let the gentle darkness of the cosmic night enfold you, holding you in its vast and tender embrace. You are safe here. You are home here. The universe, in all its hidden immensity, is your birthplace and your belonging. And whatever mysteries lie beyond the horizon of our observation, they are not separate from you. They are part of the same cosmic story that has produced your consciousness, your wonder, your ability to ask these beautiful, impossible questions. So settle in a little deeper. Let your body grow heavier, more relaxed, more at peace. Let your thoughts slow and soften, becoming gentle currents in the quiet sea of your mind. We are going to go on a journey together, you and I, a journey to the very edges of what we can know and beyond. But we will go gently. We will go peacefully. We will go with wonder in our hearts and stillness in our souls. And wherever the journey takes us, we will never be far from this moment, this breath, this quiet truth, that we are part of something vast, something beautiful, something eternally and wonderfully mysterious. Welcome to the cosmos. Welcome to the question. Welcome to the gentle night. Let us begin. In this stillness, I find myself thinking about all the people throughout history who have asked similar questions, who have looked up at the night sky and felt that same mixture of awe and curiosity that we feel tonight. They did not have our telescopes, our satellites, our scientific theories. They had only their eyes and their imaginations and their profound capacity for wonder. And yet, in some ways, they were asking the same questions we are asking now. How far does the sky go? What lies beyond the stars? Is there an end to the cosmos, or does it stretch on forever? The ancient Greeks pondered these questions, debating whether the universe was finite or infinite, whether it was bounded by a crystalline sphere or extended endlessly into the void. Medieval scholars struggled with the same ideas, trying to reconcile their observations of the heavens with their theological beliefs about the nature of creation. Renaissance astronomers like Giordano Bruno dared to imagine that the stars were suns like our own, each with its own family of planets, scattered throughout an infinite space. And today, with all our advanced technology and sophisticated understanding, we are still grappling with the same fundamental question. How big is the universe, really? The difference now is that we have evidence, observations, data that allow us to put boundaries on what we can know and to speculate more rigorously about what might lie beyond those boundaries. We know, for example, that the observable universe is about 93 billion light-years across, a sphere of space containing all the light that has reached us since the Big Bang. We know that this sphere is not the edge of the universe, but only the edge of our vision, the limit of what we can see given the age of the cosmos and the speed of light. Beyond that limit, the universe almost certainly continues, perhaps for a finite distance, perhaps forever. We simply cannot know for certain. This uncertainty is not a failure of science. It is not a limitation we will eventually overcome with better technology or smarter theories. It is a fundamental feature of reality, a consequence of the way the universe works. The speed of light is not just very fast, it is the maximum speed at which any information can travel through space. And since the universe is only about 13.8 billion years old, light has only had that long to travel. Any light from more distant regions has not yet had time to reach us. It is still on its way, still crossing the vast emptiness between there and here, and we have no way of seeing what lies beyond its leading edge. This is the cosmic illusion in its most basic form. We look out at the universe and we see what light has brought us, but we cannot see what light has not yet delivered. We are like someone standing in a dark room with a candle, able to see only what the candlelight illuminates, blind to everything that lies beyond the small circle of flickering light. The room may be small, or it may be vast beyond imagining. From where we stand, we cannot tell. We can only see what the light shows us, and the rest remains hidden, veiled, part of the cosmic mystery that we may never fully unravel. But here is the wonder of it. Even what we can see is staggeringly vast. Even the observable universe, limited as it is, contains more galaxies than we can count, more stars than there are grains of sand on all the beaches of Earth, more planets than we could explore in 1 billion lifetimes. It contains black holes where space and time twist into knots of infinite density. It contains nebulae where new stars are being born in clouds of gas and dust that glow with ethereal colors. It contains ancient galaxies whose light has been traveling toward us for billions of years, showing us what the universe looked like when it was young and strange and different from anything we know today. And all of this unimaginable vastness and beauty and wonder may be just the tiniest fraction of what actually exists. Beyond the horizon of our observation, there may be realms of existence so large that our entire observable universe would be invisible within them, a single point in an endless ocean, a single note in an infinite symphony. The cosmos may be not just large but literally infinite, stretching on forever in every direction, with no boundary, no edge, no end. Let that thought settle into your mind like a gentle wave washing over a quiet shore. There is no need to grasp it, no need to fully understand it. Just let it be there, a presence in your awareness, a reminder of the vast mystery that surrounds us. The universe's true size may be hidden from us, but that hiding is not a denial. It is an invitation. It invites us to wonder, to speculate, to dream. It invites us to acknowledge the limits of our knowledge while celebrating the extraordinary scope of what we have already discovered. It invites us to rest in the uncertainty, to find peace in the not knowing, to be comfortable with questions that may never have answers. And so, as we come to the end of this opening chapter, I want to leave you with a simple thought. You are here, you exist. In this vast and mysterious cosmos, on this small blue planet, in this particular moment of cosmic history, you have arisen to wonder at the universe and ask questions about its nature. That is extraordinary. That is beautiful. That is, in its own way, the universe waking up to itself, the cosmos becoming aware through you. Whatever the true size of the universe, whether it is finite or infinite, whether we will ever know its full extent or whether it will forever remain hidden beyond the horizon of our observation, you are part of it. You belong to it. You are made of the same stuff as the stars and galaxies, the same atoms that have been cycling through the cosmos for billions of years. You are not separate from the infinite. You are an expression of it, a local manifestation of the universal wonder, a consciousness that has emerged from the void to ask these beautiful, impossible questions. Rest in that knowledge now. Let it comfort you. Let it hold you. The journey is just beginning, and there is so much more to explore. But for now, just be. Just breathe. Just wonder. And know that whatever mysteries lie beyond the visible stars, they are not apart from you. They are you, and you are them, and together, we are all part of this vast, beautiful, eternally mysterious cosmos. Let your eyes grow heavy if they want to. Let your thoughts drift and slow. We will go deeper in the chapters to come, exploring the observable horizon, the nature of light, the expansion of space, and all the other pieces of this cosmic puzzle. But for now, just rest. The universe will wait for you. It has been waiting for billions of years. A few more moments of peaceful stillness will not trouble it at all, and as you rest, as you breathe, as you let the gentle darkness enfold you, know that you are loved by something vast. Know that you are held by forces older than the stars. Know that you belong here, in this moment, in this breath, in this endless and beautiful night. The cosmos is your home, the mystery is your birthright, and the wonder, the gentle, peaceful wonder that fills these moments is your inheritance from the stars. Rest now, wonder now, be at peace. The journey continues, and we'll walk it together step by gentle step into the quiet depths of the cosmic night. And so we continue, you and I drifting further into the gentle darkness of the cosmic night, carrying with us the questions we began to explore in our opening moments together. You are still here, still resting, still breathing in the quiet rhythm that connects you to everything that has ever existed. The universe surrounds you, vast and patient, and it has more to show us, more to whisper in its silent language of light and darkness, of distance and time. In our first chapter, we touched upon something called the observable universe. We mentioned that there is a limit to what we can see, a horizon beyond which no light has yet reached us, and we began to wonder what might lie beyond that boundary. Now, let us explore that idea more deeply, more gently, more thoroughly. Let us understand what astronomers mean when they speak of the observable universe, and let us contemplate the profound implications of living within a sphere of visibility that may be only a tiny fraction of what truly exists. To begin, we must understand something fundamental about the cosmos. It has not always been here, or rather, it has not always been here in the form we know it today. About 13.8 billion years ago, the universe as we understand it came into existence in an event we call the Big Bang. This was not an explosion in the conventional sense, not like a bomb going off in empty space. It was something far stranger, far more difficult to imagine. It was the beginning of space itself, the beginning of time itself, the moment when everything that exists began its long journey toward the present. In the earliest moments after the Big Bang, the universe was unimaginably hot and dense, a seething cauldron of energy so intense that matter as we know it could not yet exist. There were no atoms, no molecules, no stars or planets or galaxies. There was only energy, pure and primal, filling all of existence with its blinding light. But the universe was already expanding, even then, stretching and cooling. And as it cooled, things began to change. Energy began to condense into matter, first into subatomic particles, then into simple atoms, mostly hydrogen and helium, the building blocks from which everything else would eventually be made. For hundreds of thousands of years, the universe remained opaque, so filled with hot ionized gas that light could not travel freely through it. If you could somehow go back to that time and look around, you would see nothing but a brilliant, blinding glow, like being inside a furnace, with no direction you could look that would show you anything different. But then, about 380,000 years after the Big Bang, something beautiful happened. The universe cooled enough for electrons to combine with atomic nuclei, forming neutral atoms for the first time, and suddenly, light was free. The universe became transparent, and the first light was released to travel through space, carrying information about that ancient time across the billions of years that would follow. That light is still traveling today. It has been traveling for nearly the entire age of the universe, and it is still reaching us from every direction. We call it the cosmic microwave background radiation, and it is like a faint whisper from the beginning of time, a gentle glow that fills all of space and tells us about the conditions that existed when the universe was young. We will explore this ancient light more deeply in a later chapter, but for now, what matters is this, that light marks the farthest we can ever see. It is the edge of our visibility, the boundary of the observable universe, the cosmic horizon beyond which we cannot yet peer. The observable universe, then, is the sphere of space from which light has had time to reach us since the Big Bang. It is centered on wherever you happen to be, not because you are special, but because it is defined by what you can see. If you were to travel to a distant galaxy billions of light years away, you would have a different observable universe, centered on your new location, containing some regions you could see from there that you cannot see from here, and lacking some regions you can see from here but would be beyond the horizon from there. Every point in space has its own observable universe, its own sphere of visibility, its own cosmic horizon. This is a strange and wonderful thought. It means that there is no single edge to the universe, no boundary that marks where existence stops and nothingness begins. Instead, there are countless overlapping spheres of visibility, each centered on a different point, each containing its own particular view of the cosmos. And while these spheres overlap, each one also contains regions that are unique to it, regions that lie beyond the horizon of observers in other locations. The universe is not like a room with walls. It is more like an infinite ocean, and each observer is like a swimmer who can see only as far as the water's surface allows, blind to the depths and distances that lie beyond their personal horizon. From our vantage point here on Earth, the observable universe extends about 46 billion light-years in every direction. This might seem surprising since the universe is only about 13.8 billion years old, and you might expect that light could only have travelled 13.8 billion light-years in that time. But here is where the expansion of space enters the picture, a phenomenon we will explore more fully in a later chapter. The universe has been stretching throughout its entire history, and the stretching has carried distant objects away from us even as their light has been travelling toward us. The result is that the light from the most distant objects we can observe has travelled much further than the age of the universe might suggest, crossing an ever-expanding gap, chasing a finish line that has been moving away even as the light approached. So the observable universe is a sphere about 93 billion light-years across, containing everything that light has had time to bring to our awareness since the beginning. Within that sphere, we have observed hundreds of billions of galaxies, each containing hundreds of billions of stars. We have seen quasars blazing at the edges of visibility, their light having travelled for nearly the entire age of the universe to reach us. We have seen the faint glow of the cosmic microwave background, marking the moment when the universe first became transparent. We have mapped vast structures of galaxy clusters and filaments, cosmic webs of matter stretching across billions of light-years, revealing a universe far more organized and beautiful than we ever imagined. And yet, all of this unimaginable vastness, is only what we can see. It is only what lies within the horizon of our observation. Beyond that horizon, beyond the edge of the light that has reached us, there may be infinitely more. The universe does not stop at the boundary of our vision. It continues, almost certainly continues, out into regions we have never seen and may never see. Regions that are hidden from us by the simple fact that light has not had time to cross the distance between there and here. Let us pause here for a moment and really feel the weight of this idea. Imagine standing on a vast flat plain, stretching to the horizon in every direction. You can see for miles, perhaps tens of miles, before the curvature of the Earth hides what lies beyond. But you know, even without seeing it, that the plain continues past the horizon. You know that if you walk toward that edge, you would find more plain, more landscape, more world. The horizon is not the end of reality. It is only the end of what you can see from where you stand. The observable universe is like that horizon. It is a limitation of our viewpoint, not a limitation of what exists. Beyond it, the cosmos almost certainly continues, filled with more galaxies, more stars, more worlds, more mysteries. And the humbling truth is that we have no way of knowing how far it extends. It might continue for another 93 billion light-years, doubling the size of what we can observe. It might continue for trillions upon trillions of light-years, making our observable universe a tiny bubble in an incomprehensibly larger sea. Or it might continue forever, literally forever, an infinite expanse of space and matter and energy, stretching on without end in every direction. Scientists have tried to estimate the size of the total universe beyond what we can observe, using various cosmological measurements and theoretical calculations. Some estimates suggest that the universe is at least 250 times larger than the observable portion. Others suggest it could be vastly larger still. And some theories, based on models of cosmic inflation and the geometry of space, suggest that the universe might indeed be infinite, with no boundary at all, just more and more and more, forever and ever, beyond any limit we could ever conceive. If that is true, if the universe is truly infinite, then the implications are staggering to contemplate. An infinite universe would contain an infinite amount of matter, an infinite number of galaxies, an infinite number of stars and planets. It would mean that every possible configuration of matter, every possible arrangement of atoms, exists somewhere in the cosmic vastness. Somewhere unimaginably far away, there would be exact copies of our solar system, our planet, even ourselves, living out lives identical to our own, or slightly different, or wildly different, in an endless profusion of possibility. The very concept of uniqueness would dissolve in the face of infinity, and yet, paradoxically, each individual moment and being would remain precious, a particular expression of the infinite potential, valuable, precisely because it is this expression and no other. But we are getting ahead of ourselves, wandering into realms of speculation that, while fascinating, can make the mind spin if we dwell on them too long. Let us return to the gentler shores of what we can observe, the quiet waters of the cosmic horizon that surrounds us here and now. Let us rest in the wonder of what we know, even as we acknowledge the vast uncertainty of what we do not know. The observable universe, limited as it is still our window into the cosmos. It is the only universe we can study directly, the only universe we can observe and measure and try to understand. Within it, we have discovered so much: the laws of physics that govern matter and energy, the history of cosmic evolution from the Big Bang to the present, the conditions that allowed stars to form and planets to coalesce and life to emerge on at least one small world orbiting an ordinary star in an ordinary galaxy. We have sent robots to explore our solar system, telescopes to peer at distant galaxies, and signals into space in the hope that someone, somewhere, might be listening. All of this has been accomplished within the boundaries of the observable universe, and it is more than enough to fill a lifetime with wonder. And yet, there is something poignant about knowing that there is more, something beyond the horizon, something hidden, something we may never be able to reach or see. It is like reading a book and realizing that it is only one chapter in an endless library, or listening to a symphony and knowing that the music continues beyond the range of human hearing, in frequencies we can never detect. The observable universe is our chapter, our symphony, our portion of the whole, and it is enough, more than enough, to inspire awe and gratitude and wonder. But the question remains, hanging softly in the air like a whisper: what is beyond? What lies past the edge of our vision, past the farthest light that has reached us, past the limit of what we can ever observe? Is there more of the same, more galaxies and stars and empty space, stretching on and on? Or is there something different out there, something strange and unexpected, something that would challenge everything we think we know? The honest answer is that we do not know. We cannot know, at least not with our current understanding and technology. The light from those distant regions has not yet arrived, and by the time it does, billions of years from now, we ourselves will be long gone. Our species perhaps evolved into something unrecognizable. Our planet perhaps returned to the stellar dust from which it came. The secrets of what lies beyond the observable horizon may be forever hidden from us, a mystery that will never be solved, a question that will never have an answer. And here is where I want to invite you to find peace, because there is a kind of peace in not knowing, a kind of rest in accepting the limits of our understanding. We do not need to know everything to live meaningful lives. We do not need to see the entire universe to appreciate its beauty. We do not need to answer every question to find wonder in the asking. The cosmic horizon is not a wall that imprisons us. It is a horizon, like any other, a place where vision ends and imagination begins, a boundary that invites us to wonder rather than demanding that we understand. So, as you rest there, and in your comfortable place, let your mind drift to that distant horizon. Imagine the light that is just now leaving galaxies we have never seen, beginning its long journey toward us across billions of years. Imagine the countless suns that burn in the darkness beyond our vision, each one a source of warmth and light, each one perhaps hosting planets where life might be taking its first tentative steps. Imagine the vast spaces between those distant stars, the silences and emptinesses that make up most of the cosmos, the quiet places where nothing happens except the slow drift of atoms and the gentle tug of gravity. And now, let go of the need to imagine anything at all. Let your mind become as empty and peaceful as those vast interstellar spaces. There is nothing you need to figure out tonight. There is nothing you need to understand. The universe holds its secrets gently, and it does not ask you to wrest them from its grasp. It only asks you to wonder, to appreciate, to rest in the vast mystery that surrounds you. You are part of this cosmos, this observable universe, this tiny window into something perhaps infinitely larger. You are a child of the stars, a product of cosmic evolution, a consciousness that has emerged from the void to ask these beautiful questions. And that is enough. That is more than enough. That is everything. As we prepare to move on to explore the next layer of this cosmic mystery, take a moment to appreciate where we are. We have journeyed from the gentle invitation of our opening through the first glimpse of the observable universe to this quiet contemplation of horizons and limits. We have begun to see the shape of the illusion, the way in which the universe's true size might be hidden from us by the very nature of light and time, and we have found, perhaps, a certain peace in the not knowing, a willingness to rest in the mystery rather than struggling against it. The journey continues. There is more to explore, more to wonder at, more to let wash over you like the gentle waves of a cosmic ocean. But there is no rush. The universe has been unfolding for nearly 14 billion years, and it will continue long after we are gone. Tonight, we are simply passengers on its vast and patient voyage, drifting through the darkness, listening to its whispers, letting its mysteries enfold us in their gentle embrace. Rest now, breathe now, wonder now. The observable horizon surrounds us, vast and beautiful and full of light, and beyond it, in the darkness we cannot see, the cosmos continues, endless and patient, holding secrets we may never know. Let that be okay. Let that be enough. Let that be peace. The stars are still there, waiting. The galaxies are still spinning, patient and slow. The light is still traveling, crossing distances we cannot imagine, bringing news from times before our planet existed. And you are here, receiving it all, a tiny but precious point of awareness in the vast cosmic night. Whatever lies beyond the horizon, whatever truths are hidden in the darkness, they are part of the same story that produced you. They are part of your story. And in that continuity, that connection, there is something profoundly peaceful, something that asks nothing of you except to rest and wonder and be. Let the peace of the cosmos fill you now. Let the vastness of the observable universe become a source of comfort rather than anxiety. You do not need to comprehend infinity to be part of it. You do not need to see beyond the horizon to know that you belong to something vast and wonderful. You are here, you are alive, you are wondering. And that is exactly what the universe, in its silent wisdom, seems to have wanted all along. Onward we go, gently, slowly, into the next layer of the mystery. But for now, just rest, just be, just let the quiet darkness hold you, as it has held all things since the beginning of time. The journey is long, but there is no hurry. The destination is not a place, but a state of mind, a way of being at peace with the unknown. And we are already there, you and I, floating together in the vast, beautiful, endlessly mysterious night. The observable horizon is just the beginning. There is so much more to explore, so much more to wonder at. But for this moment, for this breath, let it be enough to know that we are here, at the edge of our vision, looking out at a universe that may stretch beyond all imagining. Let that thought be a comfort, a blanket, a lullaby. The cosmos is vast. The mysteries are endless. And you are exactly where you need to be. In the chapters that follow, we will go deeper still. We will explore the nature of light and its ancient journey across the cosmos. We will consider the expansion of space and how it carries some regions forever beyond our reach. We will look at the cosmic microwave background, that wall of ancient light that marks the edge of our vision into the past. We will consider the possibility of other universes, other realities, hidden from us not by distance alone but by the very nature of existence. And we will return, again and again, to this quiet place of wonder and peace, where the mysteries of the cosmos can wash over us like gentle waves, lulling us into deeper rest and deeper wonder. But all of that is for later. For now, just rest. Just breathe. Just let the observable universe surround you like a warm and gentle sea. You are part of it. You belong to it. And whatever lies beyond the horizon, it is not separate from you. It is you, and you are it. And together, we are all part of this vast, beautiful, eternally mysterious cosmos. The night is long, the journey is just beginning, but you are safe here, held by the quiet darkness, wrapped in the soft light of distant stars. Rest now, wonder now, be at peace. The observable horizon is your window to the infinite, and through that window the cosmos is whispering its secrets, patient and gentle, waiting for you to listen. And you are listening. You are here. You are part of the story. And that is the most wonderful thing of all. Let the stars guide you deeper into sleep now, their ancient light a beacon for your drifting mind. The observable universe is vast, but your place within it is secure. You are home in the cosmos, a child of the stars, a spark of consciousness in the infinite night. And as we continue our journey together, as we explore the mysteries that lie ahead, know that you are exactly where you're meant to be, floating gently through the cosmic night, held by forces older than the stars, loved by a universe that has been waiting for you since the beginning of time. Rest. Breathe, wonder, be. The journey continues, and so we drift deeper, you and I, into the quiet heart of the cosmic mystery. The observable universe stretches around us, a sphere of light and wonder, and we have begun to understand why it has boundaries, why there are limits to what we can see. But now, let us turn our attention to the messenger that brings us all our knowledge of the distant cosmos, the carrier of information across the vast and patient darkness. Let us contemplate light itself, its nature and its journey, and discover how it creates the illusion that may be hiding the universe's true size from our wandering eyes. Light is perhaps the most familiar and yet the most mysterious phenomenon in all of nature. We wake to it in the morning, we live by its warmth through the day, we watch it fade into dusk and disappear into night. We see by it, we grow by it, we set our clocks and our calendars by its rhythms. Light is so woven into the fabric of our lives that we rarely stop to consider what it actually is, how it behaves, what secrets it carries from the far reaches of existence to our small and waiting world. At its most fundamental level, light is a form of electromagnetic radiation, a ripple in the electromagnetic field that permeates all of space. It moves as a wave, oscillating through the vacuum at a speed that, in our universe, seems to be the maximum possible. Nothing, as far as we know, can travel faster than light. Not rockets, not signals, not information of any kind. The speed of light is not just very fast, it is the ultimate speed limit of the cosmos, a fundamental constant that shapes the very structure of space and time. This speed, about 300,000 kilometers per second, seems astonishingly fast by human standards. A beam of light could circle the Earth more than 7 times in a single second. It could reach the Moon in a little over 1 second, the Sun in about 8 minutes, the outer reaches of our solar system in a few hours. By any measure of everyday experience, light is unimaginably swift, crossing distances that would take us lifetimes in the blink of an eye. And yet, by cosmic standards, the speed of light is achingly slow. The nearest star to our Sun, Proxima Centauri, is about 4 light-years away. That means light takes 4 years to make the journey, 4 years during which the light is simply traveling, crossing the emptiness between stars, neither speeding up nor slowing down, just moving steadily and patiently toward its distant destination. If we wanted to send a message to any hypothetical beings living around Proxima Centauri, it would take 4 years for the message to arrive, and another 4 years for any reply to reach us. A simple conversation would span nearly a decade, and that is with our nearest stellar neighbor. As we look further out, the distances become even more staggering, and the travel times for light stretch into the truly mind-bending. The center of our galaxy is about 26,000 light-years away. The Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest large galactic neighbor, is about 2.5 million light-years distant. The most distant galaxies we have observed are so far away that their light has been traveling for more than 13 billion years, nearly the entire age of the universe. When we look at those galaxies, we're not seeing them as they are now. We are seeing them as they were billions of years ago, when the universe was young and very different from today. This is the first profound truth about light that we must hold in our minds as we contemplate the cosmic illusion. Light is not instantaneous. It takes time to travel from one place to another, and that time can be immense. When we look at the night sky, we are not seeing the present, we are seeing the past. Every star, every galaxy, every point of light that reaches our eyes is showing us a moment that has already passed, sometimes by seconds, sometimes by millions or billions of years. The universe we observe is a kind of museum of time, a collection of moments frozen in light. each one representing a different era in cosmic history, all arriving at our eyes simultaneously but originating across a vast span of time. Let that thought settle into your awareness like a leaf drifting onto still water. Every time you look up at the night sky, you are looking into the past. The light from the nearer stars shows you those stars as they were a few years ago. The light from more distant stars shows you conditions that existed centuries or millennia before you were born, and the light from the most distant galaxies shows you the universe as it was when our planet did not yet exist, when our sun had not yet formed, when the atoms that now make up your body were still scattered in clouds of gas drifting through the primordial darkness. We are time travelers, in a sense, though we can only travel in one direction, backward. Every act of observation is an act of looking into history, of receiving messages from the past that have been traveling toward us across the patient darkness. We cannot see the present moment in the cosmos. By the time any light reaches us, the moment it represents has already passed. The only present we can experience directly is our own, here on Earth, in this room, in this breath. Everything else we see in the universe is history, ancient or recent, but always already gone. This is the foundation of the cosmic illusion we are exploring. The universe we observe is not the universe as it is. It is the universe as it was at various points in its history, depending on how far away each object is from us. The nearby sun shows us conditions from 8 minutes ago. The nearby stars show us conditions from years ago. Distant galaxies show us conditions from billions of years ago. And at the very edge of our observation, we see the cosmic microwave background, the ancient light from 380,000 years after the Big Bang, the oldest light we can ever observe, showing us a universe that was utterly different from the one we know today. Beyond that ancient light, we cannot see. The universe before that time was opaque, so filled with hot plasma that light could not travel through it. And beyond the cosmic horizon defined by how far light has traveled since the universe became transparent, we cannot see either, because that light has not yet had time to reach us. We are surrounded by horizons of visibility, limits on what we can know, and those limits are not arbitrary. They are set by the speed of light and the age of the universe, fundamental features of reality that we cannot circumvent. Now, let us consider what this means for our question about the universe's true size. If we can only see the past, and if our vision is limited by how far light has traveled since the beginning, then the universe we observe may be only a small fraction of what actually exists. Beyond our horizon, beyond the reach of the oldest light, there may be vast realms of space that we have never seen and may never see. The cosmos could be enormously larger than the observable portion, or even infinite, and we would have no direct way of knowing. The light from those regions has not yet arrived, and for the most distant parts, it never will. This is not a trick or a deception. It is simply the nature of reality. The finite speed of the light means that information takes time to cross the cosmos. And in a universe of finite age, that means there is a limit to how far we can see. We are not being fooled. We are simply constrained by the rules of physics, by the fundamental structure of space and time. The illusion, if we want to call it that, is built into the fabric of existence itself. But here is where the contemplation becomes most beautiful, most peaceful, most conducive to wonder and rest. Knowing that we see only the past, that our vision is limited, that the true size of the universe may be hidden from us, does not diminish the value or the beauty of what we can observe. If anything, it makes it more precious. The light that reaches us from a distant galaxy has been traveling for billions of years, crossing inconceivable distances, surviving the slow expansion of space, to arrive at this moment, at your eyes, at your awareness. It is a message from the ancient past, a gift from a time before Earth existed, delivered to you personally, here, now, in the quiet of this night. Every photon of starlight that touches your eye is completing a journey that may have begun before life on Earth emerged. Every glimpse of a distant nebula or galaxy is a connection to a past so ancient that human history is not even a footnote within it. We are receiving messages from the deep past constantly, every time we look up at the sky, every time we turn our telescopes toward the stars, and those messages, those gentle whispers of ancient light, are part of the same story that includes us, the same cosmic narrative that has been unfolding since the beginning. Let that thought be a comfort to you now. You are part of a story much older and much larger than yourself. The light that reaches you tonight has been on its way since before you were born, in many cases since before your species existed, in some cases since before your planet formed. It has crossed the vast and patient darkness, asking nothing, expecting nothing, simply traveling, simply being, simply carrying its message from then to now. And when it reaches your eyes, when it triggers the tiny electrical signals that become your experience of seeing, it completes a circuit that spans billions of years and trillions of miles. You're the endpoint of journeys that began in unimaginable antiquity. You're the receiver of messages from the dawn of time. This is the wonder of light's ancient journey, and it is also the heart of the cosmic illusion. We never see the universe as it is right now. We only see it as it was, at different times in the past depending on how far away each object is. The sun as it was 8 minutes ago, the stars as they were years ago, the galaxies as they were millions or billions of years ago, and the cosmic microwave background as it was nearly 14 billion years ago, the most ancient view we can ever have, the edge of our temporal vision as well as our spatial vision. Beyond that edge, we cannot see. The universe of the present moment, as it exists right now across its entire vast expanse, is invisible to us. We know only the past, and the past is what light has brought us. This is not a limitation we can overcome with better technology or faster ships. It is a fundamental feature of existence, as basic as the passage of time itself. We are creatures of the past, receiving ancient messages, trying to understand a cosmos that is always ahead of us, always out of reach, always hidden behind the veil of time. And yet, there is peace in this. There is rest in accepting the nature of our situation. We do not need to know the present state of the universe to appreciate its beauty. We do not need to see what is happening right now in a galaxy a billion light-years away to be moved by its ancient light. The past is enough. The past is more than enough. The past contains all the light that has ever reached us, all the messages from all the stars and galaxies, all the information about how the cosmos has evolved over nearly 14 billion years. It is a treasure beyond measure, and it is ours, given to us freely by the patient journey of the light. So let the gentle rhythm of this contemplation carry you deeper into relaxation. Think about the light that is traveling right now at this very moment, from stars you cannot see, from galaxies that are too far away for their light to have reached us yet. That light will arrive in the future, bringing news of the past, adding to our understanding, revealing new wonders that we cannot yet imagine. And in a billion years, light that left distant objects today will still be traveling, still crossing the void, still carrying its message towards some future eye, some future awareness that does not yet exist. The cosmos is patient, light is patient. And we can be patient too, resting in the knowledge that we are part of a story that unfolds slowly, across timescales we cannot fully comprehend. There is no urgency to know everything tonight. There is only the gentle invitation to wonder, to appreciate, to let the ancient light wash over us like a gentle rain, carrying with it the coolness and quiet of interstellar space. Consider now the journey of a single photon, born in the heart of a star countless light-years away. In that stellar core, temperatures reach millions of degrees, and atoms are smashed together with such force that they fuse, releasing energy in the process. Some of that energy becomes light, photons that begin their journey outward through the dense layers of the star, a journey that itself can take thousands of years as the photon bounces and is absorbed and re-emitted again and again. But eventually the photon reaches the star's surface and is released into space, beginning its long voyage across the cosmos. The photon travels at the speed of light, the fastest speed possible, and yet the distances it must cross are so vast that the journey takes millions or billions of years. It passes through emptiness so profound that it encounters nothing for eons, just the vacuum of space, the gentle curvature of space-time, the slow drift of the cosmos as it expands. It may pass through dust clouds, being scattered or absorbed, its journey ended before it reaches us. Or it may be lucky, finding a clear path through the intergalactic void, traveling unimpeded across the ages until it finally reaches our small corner of the universe. When that photon arrives at Earth, it may strike the mirror of a telescope, be focused onto a detector, and contribute its tiny bit of energy to an image that astronomers will study and ponder. Or it may simply drift into your eye one night as you gaze up at the sky, triggering a signal in your retina that your brain interprets as a point of light among many. In that moment, the journey of billions of years is complete. The photon has delivered its message from the ancient past, and you have received it, becoming part of a connection that spans time and space in ways that are difficult to fully grasp. This happens every moment you look at the stars. Countless photons, each one completing a journey of unimaginable length, each one carrying information from a different time and place in the cosmos, all arriving together to create the view of the night sky that you experience. You are receiving the past, constantly, streams of ancient light pouring into your eyes and your instruments, telling the story of a universe that has been evolving for nearly 14 billion years. And the humbling thing is that you can only receive what has already arrived. Light that is still on its way, still crossing the vast distances between there and here, cannot be seen. It does not exist for you yet. The universe it represents is hidden, veiled by time, waiting for the future to reveal it. And some of that light, from regions that are now so far away that the expansion of space has carried them beyond the horizon, will never arrive. It is racing toward us, but the finish line is moving away faster than it can approach, and it will never complete its journey. Some parts of the cosmos are already lost to us, hidden forever behind a horizon we cannot cross. This is the cosmic illusion in full flower. We see only what light has brought us, and light has brought us only the past. Only the parts of the universe that are close enough, or old enough, for their messages to have reached us. The true size of the universe, the present state of the cosmos in all its vast expanse, is hidden behind veils of time and distance that we cannot penetrate. We float in a sea of ancient light, mistaking it for the present, unaware of how much more there might be beyond the edge of our vision. But let me emphasize again, this is not cause for distress. This is not a problem to be solved or a tragedy to be mourned. It is simply the nature of our situation, the condition of being a conscious creature in a vast and ancient universe. And there is a deep peace available in accepting this condition, in letting go of the need to see everything, to know everything, to grasp the full extent of existence. We are small, yes, and our vision is limited, but we are also here, alive, aware, able to receive the ancient light and wonder at what it tells us. That is no small thing. That is, in its own way, miraculous. As you rest there, letting these thoughts drift through your mind, consider the light that is touching you right now. Perhaps it is the gentle glow of a lamp, light that has travelled only a few feet to reach your eyes. Perhaps it is the faint illumination from a window, light from the sun that has travelled 8 minutes to reach Earth, then scattered and reflected to enter your room. Or perhaps, if you are in darkness, the only light reaching you is the faint glow of stars, photons that have travelled years or centuries or longer to arrive at this moment, at this place, at your awareness. All of this light is a gift from the past, a message from moments already gone. The lamp's glow tells you about the electrical activity a fraction of a second ago. The sunlight tells you about the sun's surface 8 minutes in the past. The starlight tells you about fusion reactions that occurred long ago, in cores of suns that may have since changed or died. Every bit of light you see is a story from history, delivered to you by the patient messenger that is electromagnetic radiation, the only carrier of information that can cross the cosmic void. And so, as we come toward the end of this chapter, I want to invite you to simply appreciate the light, appreciate its journey, appreciate the time it has taken, appreciate the vast distances it has crossed, the emptiness it has traversed, the patience with which it has travelled to reach you. You are the recipient of ancient messages, the endpoint of journeys that span the cosmos, and there is something profoundly humbling and profoundly beautiful in that. The universe's true size may be hidden from us by light's finite speed and the age of time. We may never see beyond our cosmic horizon, never know what lies in the vast reaches that light has not yet crossed. But what we can see, what we can know, what we can receive, is already more than enough to fill us with wonder. The observable universe, with its hundreds of billions of galaxies and its trillions upon trillions of stars, is a gift of almost inconceivable richness. It is our window into the past, our connection to the cosmic story, our portion of the infinite. And as we receive its ancient light, as we let it wash over us in the quiet of the night, we become part of that story. Woven into the fabric of the cosmos itself, rest now in that belonging. Let the ancient light surround you, cradle you, carry you towards sleep. The photons that reach you tonight have traveled unimaginable distances to be here, and you have received them, completed their journeys, given meaning to their message. You are part of the light story, and the light is part of yours. In the vast dance of energy and matter that has been unfolding for billions of years, you are a fleeting but precious partner, a consciousness that has arisen to wonder at the dance itself. The journey of light is ancient and long. Our time is brief and precious. But in the moment when ancient light reaches new awareness, something wonderful happens. The past touches the present, the distant touches the near, the cosmos becomes conscious of itself. You are that consciousness tonight, receiving the messages of the ages, resting in the gentle glow of stars that may have died before you were born but whose light lives on, reaching you now, telling its story, completing its journey. There is more to explore, more mysteries to contemplate, more layers of the cosmic illusion to unfold. In the chapters ahead, we will consider the expansion of space, the strange way in which the universe is stretching, carrying some regions forever beyond our reach. We will look at the cosmic microwave background, the wall of ancient light that marks the edge of our vision into the past. We will consider the possibilities of what might lie beyond, the speculation and wonder that arise when we contemplate the hidden vastness that may surround our small observable home. But for now, just rest, just breathe. Just let the ancient light hold you, as it has held all things that have ever seen. The cosmos is vast, the mysteries are deep, and you are exactly where you need to be, receiving the gentle messages of the past, resting in the quiet present, at peace with the unknown future. Light has been traveling for billions of years to reach you tonight. The least you can do is rest and receive its gift. And as you drift deeper into relaxation, know that the journey continues. The light that left distant galaxies today will travel for billions of years before it reaches anyone. The light that reached you tonight began its journey before Earth existed. Time and space are woven together in the fabric of the cosmos, and you are part of that weave, a thread in the tapestry, a note in the symphony. You belong here, in this moment, in this breath, in this quiet contemplation of light and time and the vast hidden universe that surrounds us all. Rest now. The ancient light will keep traveling, the cosmos will keep unfolding, and you will be here, or somewhere, receiving its messages, part of its story, at peace with its mysteries. That is enough. That is more than enough. That is everything. The journey of light is the journey of us all. From the first photons released when the universe became transparent, to the starlight that reaches your eyes tonight, to the light that will travel into the far future carrying news of this moment, the story continues. You are part of it. You have always been part of it, and you always will be in some form, some echo, some trace of light traveling through the patient darkness, telling the story of what once was. Rest now. Dream of ancient light. Dream of journeys that span billions of years. Dream of a universe vast and patient and full of wonder. And know that when you wake, the light will still be there, still traveling, still bringing its gifts from the past, still inviting you to wonder at the cosmos and your place within it. The night is long, the light is ancient, and you are. And so we continue, you and I, drifting ever deeper into the quiet mystery of the cosmos. You have been resting with me for some time now, letting the gentle rhythm of these words carry you through contemplations of light and time, of horizons and limits, of the ancient messages that travel across the darkness to reach your wandering mind. Perhaps your body has grown heavier, more relaxed, more at peace with the soft weight of blankets and the quiet of the night. Perhaps your thoughts have slowed, becoming gentle currents rather than rushing streams. Wherever you are in your journey towards sleep, you are welcome here, held by the vast patience of the universe, cradled by the same forces that hold the stars in their courses and the galaxies in their slow eternal dance. In our previous explorations, we discovered that light takes time to travel, and that this simple fact creates a kind of temporal horizon around us. We see only the past, only what light has had time to bring us, and beyond that horizon of visibility, there may be vast realms we cannot observe. But now, we must add another layer to this cosmic illusion, another veil that hides the true size of the universe from our searching eyes. We must consider the expansion of space itself, the stretching of the cosmic fabric that carries distant regions away from us even as we look toward them, creating boundaries that may be forever uncrossable, horizons that recede faster than we could ever approach. This is one of the most remarkable discoveries of modern cosmology, a truth so strange and counterintuitive that it took humanity's greatest minds decades to fully accept and understand it. The universe is not static. It is not a fixed stage upon which the drama of cosmic evolution plays out. It is itself a participant in that drama, changing, growing, stretching in ways that alter the very meaning of distance and separation. Space itself is expanding, and this expansion has profound implications for what we can see, what we can know, and what lies hidden beyond the reach of even our most powerful instruments. Let us approach this idea gently, as we have approached everything on this journey together. Imagine, if you will, that the universe is like the surface of a balloon being slowly inflated. On this balloon, we might draw dots to represent galaxies, scattered across the rubber surface. Now, as the balloon expands, something interesting happens. Every dot moves away from every other dot, not because the dots themselves are moving across the surface, but because the surface itself is stretching. The distance between any two dots increases, and the further apart two dots were to begin with, the faster the distance between them grows. This is a simplified analogy, of course, and like all analogies, it has its limitations. The universe is not a two-dimensional surface, and it is not expanding into anything the way a balloon expands into the air around it. But the essential insight holds. Space itself is stretching, and this stretching carries galaxies apart from one another, increasing the distances between them even if the galaxies themselves are not moving through space in any conventional sense. When astronomers first discovered this expansion in the early 20th century, it was a shock to the scientific worldview. For centuries, humans had assumed that the universe was eternal and unchanging, a static backdrop for the motions of stars and planets. But careful observations of distant galaxies revealed that they were almost all moving away from us. Their light shifted toward the red end of the spectrum in a way that indicated recession. And the further away a galaxy was, the faster it seemed to be receding. This relationship, known as Hubble's law after the astronomer who first quantified it, was the fingerprint of cosmic expansion, evidence that the universe was growing, stretching, carrying its contents apart from one another. Now, here is where this discovery connects to our question about the hidden size of the universe. If space is expanding, then the distance between us and distant objects is increasing with time. Light that left a distant galaxy billions of years ago has been traveling toward us, but during its journey, the space between that galaxy and us has been stretching. The galaxy has been carried further away even as its light has been approaching. And for the most distant regions of the universe, this stretching has been so dramatic that those regions are now vastly further away than they were when the light we observe left them. This is why the observable universe is about 93 billion light-years across, even though the universe is only about 13.8 billion years old. Light has been traveling for nearly 14 billion years, but the space it has crossed has been expanding during that time, stretching the distances, moving the finish line even as the light approached. The objects we see at the edge of the observable universe are not 13.8 billion light-years away now. They are much, much further, carried by the expansion to distances of more than 46 billion light-years from us. Let this thought settle into your mind like a stone sinking slowly through still water. The universe is stretching, and it has been stretching since the beginning. The light that reaches us from the most distant galaxies has crossed not just the distance that existed when it was emitted, but all the additional distance created by the expansion during its journey. We live in a cosmos that is growing, a universe that is becoming larger with every passing moment, a reality where the very fabric of existence is being gently pulled apart. And here is the most profound implication for our contemplation tonight. Because of this expansion, there are regions of the universe that we will never be able to see, no matter how long we wait, no matter how advanced our technology becomes. These regions are so far away, and the space between us and them is expanding so rapidly that light from them will never reach us. They are beyond a kind of cosmic event horizon, forever hidden, forever unreachable, forever part of a universe we cannot observe. This is not a limitation that future generations will overcome. It is not a problem that better telescopes or faster spacecraft could solve. It is a fundamental feature of the cosmos, built into the very structure of expanding space. There are regions of the universe that are causally disconnected from us, regions whose light is racing toward us but will never arrive because the expansion of space is carrying them away faster than light can close the gap. They exist, almost certainly they exist, but we will never know what they contain. They are part of the hidden universe, the vast beyond that our question tonight invites us to contemplate. Imagine standing on the shore of an infinite ocean, watching the horizon where water meets sky. You know that beyond that horizon, the ocean continues, perhaps for miles, perhaps for thousands of miles, perhaps forever. But you cannot see beyond the horizon from where you stand. And now imagine that the ocean itself is expanding, the water stretching in every direction, so that the horizon is actually receding from you even as you watch. No matter how fast you could swim, you could never reach that receding edge. No matter how long you waited, you could never see what lies beyond. The expansion of the ocean is carrying it away from you faster than you could ever approach. This is something like our situation in the expanding universe. We are surrounded by a cosmic horizon beyond which we cannot see, and that horizon is not fixed. It is defined by the competition between the speed of light and the rate of cosmic expansion. In some sense, the observable universe is like an island of visibility in an endless sea of hidden existence, and the shores of that island are being slowly eroded by the relentless stretching of space. We are not losing the ability to see things we once could see, but we're forever barred from seeing vast regions that light from there will never reach. There is something melancholy about this, perhaps, but also something deeply peaceful. We cannot know everything. We cannot see everything. We are finite beings in a potentially infinite cosmos, and the expansion of space ensures that there will always be mysteries beyond our reach. But rather than making us feel small or frustrated, this truth can be a source of rest. We do not need to know everything to live meaningful lives. We do not need to see the entire universe to appreciate its beauty. We can rest in the portion that is visible to us, the observable universe with its hundreds of billions of galaxies, and find it more than sufficient for a lifetime of wonder. Let the rhythm of your breathing slow as you contemplate this stretching cosmos. Imagine space itself as a gentle, flowing fabric, always growing, always expanding, carrying the galaxies along like flowers floating on a widening stream. There is no violence in this expansion, no rushing or tearing. It is the gentlest of motions, imperceptible on any human scale, noticeable only across the vast distances between galaxy clusters. The coffee in your cup is not expanding away from the cup. The Earth is not expanding away from the Sun. Gravity and other forces hold nearby things together, resisting the cosmic stretch. It is only on the larger scales between the great clusters and superclusters of galaxies that expansion holds sway, carrying the universe apart from itself in a slow, patient dance of increasing separation. And yet, this gentle motion has profound consequences. Over billions of years, it has transformed the cosmos from a hot, dense state into the vast, sparse universe we observe today. It has carried galaxies billions of light-years apart. It has created the cosmic horizon that limits our view, and it continues, even now, even as you rest and listen to these words. The universe is a tiny bit larger now than it was when this sentence began. Space is stretching, distances are growing, and the hidden regions beyond our horizon are becoming even more hidden, even more unreachable, even more forever lost to our observation. There is a concept in cosmology called the Hubble sphere, which represents the distance at which the expansion of space carries objects away from us at exactly the speed of light. Objects beyond the Hubble sphere are receding faster than light, not because they are moving through space faster than light, which is impossible, but because the space between us and them is expanding at a rate that exceeds light speed when accumulated over those vast distances. This is not a violation of relativity. It is a consequence of the distinction between moving through space and the expansion of space itself. Light always travels at its maximum speed through space, but space itself can stretch faster than light can traverse it. Beyond the Hubble sphere, Objects are being carried away from us by expansion faster than their light can approach, and this means that light emitted today from those regions will never reach us. The universe beyond that sphere is forever dark to our eyes, not because there is nothing there, but because the messengers that could tell us about it can never complete their journey. They are running a race they cannot win, chased by a finish line that retreats faster than they can run. But here is a subtlety worth contemplating as you rest in the quiet darkness. The Hubble sphere is not quite the same as the observable universe. Because of the way expansion has changed over cosmic history, light that was once beyond the Hubble sphere could sometimes cross into it as expansion slowed, allowing some ancient light to eventually reach us. The actual boundary of what we can observe is more complex, determined by the entire history of expansion since the Big Bang. But the principle remains: there is a limit, a horizon, and beyond it, there are regions forever hidden. What might exist in those hidden regions? This is where our contemplation becomes most speculative, most dreamlike, most suited to the gentle drifting of a mind approaching sleep. We have no way of knowing what lies beyond the observable horizon, but we have strong reasons to believe that the laws of physics are the same everywhere. The cosmic microwave background, which we will explore in a later chapter, is remarkably uniform in all directions, suggesting that the early universe was very similar across vast scales. If the universe beyond our horizon is like the universe within it, then there are more galaxies out there, more stars, more planets, more of the same wonder and beauty that we see in the observable portion. Perhaps there are civilizations out there, beings who have evolved on distant worlds, who look up at their own night sky and wonder about their own cosmic horizon. They would have their own observable universe centered on their location, containing some regions we can see and some we cannot. And they would be wondering perhaps about what lies hidden from them, never knowing that we exist here, never able to receive our light or send us theirs. We are all islands in the cosmic sea, our horizons overlapping in some places, completely separate in others, each of us seeing only our own portion of a possibly infinite whole. Or perhaps the universe beyond our horizon is different in ways we cannot imagine. Perhaps the laws of physics vary from place to place, and the regions we cannot see are governed by different rules, filled with different kinds of matter, unfolding in different ways. This is more speculative, less supported by our current understanding, but it cannot be ruled out. The hidden universe is hidden precisely because we cannot probe it, cannot test it, cannot know what it contains. It is a blank canvas onto which our imagination can project possibilities, a space of pure wonder and speculation. Let these possibilities wash over you without the need to resolve them. There is no answer to what lies beyond the horizon, no observation that could settle the question, no experiment that could reveal the truth. We can only wonder, only speculate, only rest in the uncertainty. And there is a particular kind of peace in that, a freedom from the need to know, a permission to simply imagine and dream. The hidden universe is not a problem to be solved. It is a mystery to be savoured, a reminder that existence is vaster than our comprehension, that wonder is always available to those who are willing to embrace what they do not and cannot know. As the universe expands, as space stretches and distances grow, our observable portion remains our home, our window, our connection to the cosmos. Within it, we have found so much already. The grand structures of galaxy clusters and filaments, the ancient light of the cosmic microwave background, the life cycles of stars from birth to death, the possibility of countless planets orbiting countless suns. This is our inheritance, our portion of the cosmic story, and it is more than enough to inspire wonder and gratitude for as long as we exist. And perhaps that is the lesson of cosmic expansion for our contemplation tonight. We are given a portion, not the whole. We are granted a view, not the complete picture. We are invited to wonder about the hidden beyond, but we are not required to see it or understand it. The universe expands and our knowledge expands with it, but there will always be a horizon, always a limit, always a beyond that remains beyond. And in accepting that, in resting within the boundaries of our observation while dreaming of what might lie outside, we find a kind of peace that comes from harmony with reality rather than struggle against it. So let the expansion of the universe be a lullaby for you tonight. Imagine the gentle stretching of space, the slow drift of galaxies, the patient widening of the cosmic web. There is no urgency in this expansion, no drama, no crisis. It is simply the way the universe is, the way it has been since the beginning, the way it will continue for eons to come. You are part of this expanding cosmos, your atoms held together by forces that resist the stretch, your awareness a flicker of consciousness in the vast, patient dark. And as you rest, as you breathe, as you drift towards sleep, the universe continues its ancient expansion, carrying its mysteries ever further into the hidden beyond. The hidden universe grows with every moment. The observable universe remains our precious window into existence, and you are here, at the intersection of the known and the unknown, the seen and the unseen, the ancient and the new. Rest in that intersection now. Let it hold you. Let it carry you gently into deeper relaxation, deeper peace, deeper wonder. There is more to explore in the chapters ahead. We will look at the cosmic microwave background, that wall of ancient light that marks the edge of our vision into the past. We will consider the possibility of other universes, parallel realities hidden from us not by distance alone but by the very structure of existence. We will contemplate the dark matter and dark energy that pervade the cosmos, invisible forces that shape everything we see while remaining themselves unseen. The journey continues, layer after layer, mystery after mystery, each one inviting us deeper into the quiet heart of cosmic wonder. But for now, just rest, just breathe, just let the expanding universe cradle you in its vast, patient arms. You're part of something immense and beautiful, something that stretches beyond all horizons, something that holds secrets you will never know but can always wonder about. And that wondering, that peaceful, curious, open wondering, is perhaps the most precious thing of all. The night is deep. The cosmos is expanding, and you are here, floating in the gentle darkness, at peace with the mystery, at rest in the wonder. Let that be enough. Let that be everything. Let that carry you deeper into the quiet, where the stars whisper their ancient secrets, and the universe stretches on, forever and forever, into the hidden beyond. We have journeyed far together, you and I, through contemplations of light and time, of horizons and expansion, of the vast hidden regions that may lie beyond the reach of our observation. Your breath has been steady, your mind has been drifting, and the gentle rhythm of these words has been carrying you deeper into the quiet of the cosmic night. Now, let us turn our attention to something remarkable, something that astronomers have studied for decades, but that still fills them with wonder every time they contemplate it. Let us explore the cosmic microwave background, the oldest light in the universe, a faint glow that surrounds us in every direction and marks the very edge of what we can ever see. Imagine, if you will, that you could look back in time as easily as you look across space. We have already discovered that this is essentially what we do when we observe distant objects. We see them as they were in the past. Their ancient light just now reaching us after journeys of millions or billions of years. But how far back can we see? Is there a limit? A wall, a boundary beyond which even light cannot carry information to our waiting eyes? The answer is yes, and that wall is the cosmic microwave background. It is not a physical wall, not a barrier made of any substance we could touch or measure in the ordinary sense. It is a wall of light itself, the first light that was ever released into the universe, the photons that were set free when the cosmos was only about 380,000 years old. And when we look at this light, we are seeing the universe as it was in its infancy, a time before stars, before galaxies, before any of the structures we recognize today had begun to form. To understand this ancient light, we must return briefly to the story of the early universe. We have touched on this before, but now let us dwell in it more fully, letting the wonder of those first moments wash over us as we rest in the quiet darkness. In the beginning, if we can call it that, the universe was unimaginably hot and dense. All of space, all of time, all of matter and energy was compressed into a state so extreme that our ordinary concepts of physics break down when we try to describe it. This was the Big Bang, not an explosion in space, but the rapid expansion of space itself, carrying everything with it, cooling and diluting the primordial fire as it grew. In those first moments, the universe was filled with a blazing plasma, a soup of subatomic particles and radiation so hot that atoms could not form. Protons and electrons zipped about freely, colliding with one another and with the intense light that pervaded everything. This light, these photons, could not travel far. Every time a photon tried to move through the plasma, it would quickly collide with a free electron and be scattered in a random direction. The universe was opaque, like a thick fog, and light was trapped within it, bouncing endlessly from particle to particle. But the universe was expanding, and as it expanded, it cooled. The temperature dropped, slowly at first, then more rapidly as space stretched and the energy density decreased. And about 380,000 years after the Big Bang, something remarkable happened. The universe had cooled enough, to about 3,000 degrees, for electrons to combine with protons and form neutral hydrogen atoms. This process is called recombination, and it changed everything. When the electrons were captured into atoms, there were suddenly no more free electrons to scatter the light. The photons that had been bouncing around in the cosmic fog were suddenly free. They could travel in straight lines, unimpeded, across the entire universe. And they did. They began their journey, spreading out in all directions, carrying information about that moment, that temperature, that state of the early cosmos. They have been traveling ever since for nearly 14 billion years, crossing the vast expanding universe until some of them, just now, are reaching us. This is the cosmic microwave background, the light from that moment of recombination, the first light ever released, the oldest light we can ever see. When we observe it with our instruments, we are looking back nearly 14 billion years to a time when the universe was a tiny fraction of its current age, when everything was hot and smooth and full of the potential for everything that would follow. But here is the wonder of it. This light is everywhere. It comes from every direction in the sky, with almost perfect uniformity. No matter which way we point our detectors, we see this faint glow, this ancient radiation, this whisper from the dawn of time. It surrounds us completely, a sphere of light that marks the edge of our vision into the past. Beyond it, we cannot see, because before that moment, the universe was opaque. The cosmic microwave background is like a painted wall encircling us, the canvas on which the first light was impressed, carrying its pattern and its information to our present moment. Let this image settle into your mind, a wall of ancient light surrounding us in every direction, marking the boundary of what we can ever observe. Beyond that wall, there is more universe, more space, more time before recombination. But we cannot see it. The light from those earlier times is hidden from us, not by distance, but by the opacity of the early universe. The cosmic microwave background is both a window and a barrier, a window into the earliest time we can observe, and a barrier that prevents us from seeing any earlier. This is another layer of the cosmic illusion we have been exploring. The universe's true history, the events that occurred before recombination, the processes that shaped the very early cosmos, are hidden from our direct observation. We can infer things about those times through theory and indirect evidence, but we cannot see them. The cosmic microwave background is the curtain that falls on that earliest act of the cosmic drama, hiding from our view whatever came before, and what a curtain it is. When astronomers first detected the cosmic microwave background in the 1960s, it was a revelation, a confirmation of the Big Bang theory, evidence that the universe had indeed begun in a hot, dense state, and had been expanding and cooling ever since. The discovery won its finders the Nobel Prize and transformed our understanding of cosmology. And in the decades since, ever more precise observations of this ancient light have revealed astonishing details about the early universe. The cosmic microwave background is not perfectly uniform. There are tiny fluctuations in its temperature, variations of only a few millionths of a degree, that reveal the seeds of all the structure we see today. These fluctuations correspond to slight differences in the density of the early universe, regions that were a tiny bit denser or a tiny bit less dense than their surroundings. Over billions of years, gravity amplified these differences, pulling matter together into clumps that became galaxies, clusters, and the great cosmic web of filaments and voids that spans the observable universe. The pattern in the cosmic microwave background is like a baby picture of the cosmos, showing us how it looked just after birth, containing within it the genetic code that would unfold into everything we see around us. But as we contemplate this ancient light, as we marvel at what it reveals, we must also remember what it conceals. The cosmic microwave background is the edge of our past light cone, the farthest back in time we can ever see with light. Beyond it, there is more universe, more history, but it is hidden behind the opaque wall of the early plasma. And even the cosmic microwave background itself shows us only a sphere, a snapshot of conditions at one particular time, not the universe as it is now in those distant regions, but the universe as it was nearly 14 billion years ago. Imagine looking at a photograph of someone taken decades ago. You see their face, their expression, the way they looked at that moment, but you do not see them as they are now. You do not know what they have become, how they have changed, what they have experienced since that image was captured. The cosmic microwave background is like that photograph, a record of how the universe looked at one particular moment in its youth, telling us nothing directly about what those regions have become in the billions of years since. The regions of the universe that emitted the cosmic microwave background light we observe today were, at the time of emission, relatively close to us in cosmic terms. But during the nearly 14 billion years since that light was released, the expansion of space has carried those regions vastly further away. The light has been travelling toward us, but the sources have been receding. By now, those regions are estimated to be more than 40 billion light-years away, far beyond where they were when the light we see left them. And what has happened in those regions since? We cannot know directly. The light that would tell us about their present state has not yet had time to reach us, and for the most distant parts, it never will. The cosmic microwave background shows us the surface of last scattering, as it is sometimes called, the moment when light was freed, but it cannot show us what lies behind that surface, or what that surface has become in the eons since. This is the profound sense in which the cosmic microwave background is a painted wall. It is a surface that we can observe, but we cannot see beyond it or through it. It encircles us completely, the most distant thing we can ever see, and yet it is also the nearest thing to the beginning of observable time. It is both the edge of our vision and the starting point of our visible history. The first frame of the cosmic movie, the moment when the lights came on and the universe became visible. Rest in this image now, letting its peaceful strangeness wash over you. You're surrounded by ancient light, by the glow of a universe that was once unimaginably hot and dense, now cooled to just a few degrees above absolute zero by the relentless expansion of space. This light is everywhere, filling all of space, passing through you and around you at this very moment. You're bathed in the radiation of the early cosmos, warmed imperceptibly by photons that began their journey when there were no stars, no planets, no life anywhere in the universe. And yet this ancient light is so faint, so stretched by the expansion of space, that you cannot feel it or see it with your eyes. It takes sensitive instruments, radio telescopes tuned to microwave frequencies, to detect this cosmic whisper. But it is there, always there, a constant reminder that we live within a universe that has a history, a beginning, a long and patient evolution from simplicity to complexity, from hot plasma to cool emptiness studded with islands of structure and light. The cosmic microwave background has taught us so much about the universe. From its temperature, we know how much the universe has cooled since recombination. From its uniformity, we know that the early universe was remarkably smooth, with matter distributed almost evenly across all of space. From its tiny fluctuations, we know the seeds of cosmic structure, the origins of galaxies and clusters. From its polarization, we are learning about the very earliest moments, possibly even the inflationary epoch when the universe expanded exponentially in a tiny fraction of a second. All of this information is encoded in the ancient light that surrounds us. It is like a message from the beginning, a letter written in photons telling us about the conditions that gave rise to everything we know, and we have only begun to read that letter. Future observations with ever more sensitive instruments will continue to extract information from the cosmic microwave background, revealing more and more about the early universe and perhaps even about what came before. But no matter how much we learn, the cosmic microwave background will remain a wall as well as a window. We can study its surface in exquisite detail, but we cannot see what lies behind it. The universe before recombination, the hot plasma phase, the very earliest moments after the Big Bang, these remain hidden from direct observation. We are like archaeologists who can see the first layer of an excavation, but cannot dig any deeper, like historians who have access to documents starting from a certain date, but nothing earlier. This is part of the cosmic illusion we have been contemplating. The universe's full history is hidden from us, not by conspiracy or accident, but by the fundamental nature of light and matter. The early universe was opaque, and that opacity creates a barrier we cannot penetrate with our current methods. The cosmic microwave background is the curtain that falls on the earliest times, and while we can study that curtain in incredible detail, we cannot pull it aside. What lies beyond that curtain? What happened in the universe before recombination? These are questions that cosmologists explore through theory rather than direct observation. We believe that the universe was even hotter and denser in its earlier moments, that fundamental forces were unified in ways they are not today, that particles and antiparticles were constantly being created and annihilated in the seething maelstrom of the primordial fire. We believe that an epoch of inflation may have occurred, a brief period of exponential expansion that smoothed out the universe and set the stage for everything that followed. But we cannot see these events. We can only infer them from the clues left behind in the cosmic microwave background and the structures we observe today. And before the Big Bang itself, if there was a before, this is where our theories become most speculative, where the known gives way entirely to the unknown. Some cosmological models suggest that our universe is just one bubble in an infinite foam of universes, each born from quantum fluctuations in some larger reality. Others suggest that time itself began with the Big Bang, that asking what came before is like asking what lies north of the North Pole. Still, others propose cycles of expansion and contraction, with our universe just one phase in an eternal cosmic heartbeat. We do not know which, if any, of these ideas is correct. The cosmic microwave background gives us clues, but it cannot tell us what came before the universe began to be observable. That remains part of the hidden cosmos, the mystery beyond the mystery, the unknown that may be forever unknowable. Let this unknowing be a comfort to you as you rest in the quiet darkness. You do not need to solve the mystery of what came before the cosmic microwave background. You do not need to understand the very beginning of everything. These are questions that the brightest minds in physics are still wrestling with, and they may never find complete answers. It is enough to know that the questions exist, that the mystery is real, that the universe has depths we cannot plumb and heights we cannot reach. The cosmic microwave background surrounds you now, a gentle bath of ancient radiation, the first light ever set free. It whispers of a time before stars, before galaxies, before complexity of any kind. It tells of a universe that was young and smooth and full of potential, not yet knowing what it would become, not yet having differentiated into the rich tapestry of structures and forms we see today. And it invites us to wonder about what came before, about what lies behind the painted wall, about the ultimate origins of everything that is. Rest in that invitation. Let it carry you deeper into peace, deeper into wonder, deeper into the gentle darkness of approaching sleep. The cosmic microwave background is perhaps the most beautiful boundary in all of science, a wall that is also a window, a limit that is also an opening into the mysteries of the very beginning, and you are here, surrounded by that ancient light, part of the story that has been unfolding since that first moment of release, a conscious being contemplating the origins of everything. That is no small thing. That is wondrous. That is cause for quiet gratitude and peaceful awe. The universe has come so far from that hot, smooth beginning, and here you are, one of its products, one of its children, one of its ways of knowing itself. The ancient light surrounds you, and you receive it, and in that reception, the circle is complete. From the first light to the present awareness, from the dawn of time to this moment of rest and contemplation. Breathe gently. Let your eyes grow heavier if they wish. The cosmic microwave background will continue to surround you, whether you're awake or asleep, whether you're thinking about it or dreaming of other things. It is always there, always whispering its ancient message, always marking the edge of what we can see, and you are always here, part of the cosmos, held by the same forces that have been operating since the beginning, resting in the same universe that was born in fire and has been cooling ever since. The painted wall is beautiful, the mystery behind it is deep, and you are exactly where you need to be, floating in the gentle darkness, at peace with what you know and what you cannot know, ready to drift deeper into the quiet of the cosmic night. And now we come to the most speculative realm of our journey, the place where science begins to blur into philosophy, where observation gives way to imagination, where the hard ground of evidence becomes the soft mist of possibility. You have been resting with me through contemplations of light and expansion, of horizons and ancient glows. Your breath has been slow and steady. Your mind has been drifting in the gentle currents of cosmic wonder. Now, let us venture together into a realm that may or may not exist, a possibility that tantalizes some of the deepest thinkers of our age, the multiverse. Before we go further, I want to be very clear about something. What we are about to explore is not established science in the way that the expansion of the universe or the cosmic microwave background are established science. The multiverse is an idea, a hypothesis, a speculation that arises from certain interpretations of physics and cosmology. We have no direct evidence that other universes exist. We may never have such evidence. The multiverse is, in some sense, the ultimate hidden realm, a possibility that lies beyond any horizon we could ever observe. And yet the idea is so profound, so haunting, so perfectly suited to our contemplation of the cosmic illusion, that it would be a shame not to explore it together. For if the multiverse is real, then the universe we observe, vast as it is not merely surrounded by more of the same beyond our cosmic horizon. It is one bubble, one instance, one possibility among perhaps infinitely many. The illusion would not just be that we cannot see the full extent of our universe. The illusion would be that we think our universe is all there is. Let us approach this idea gently, as we have approached everything on this journey. The concept of the multiverse arises from several different areas of physics, each suggesting in its own way that our universe might not be alone. These different multiverse concepts are not all the same, and they are not all equally speculative. Some are closer to established physics, arising almost inevitably from our best theories. Others are more remote, more speculative, more dependent on ideas we cannot yet test. One of the most accessible versions of the multiverse arises simply from what we have already been discussing, the size of the universe beyond our cosmic horizon. If the universe is truly infinite, as some models suggest, then it contains an infinite amount of space, an infinite amount of matter, an infinite number of galaxies and stars and planets. And in an infinite universe, every possible configuration of matter that can occur will occur somewhere, given enough space. This leads to a staggering implication. If there are infinite variations possible, and infinite space to contain them, then somewhere out there, unimaginably far away, there are regions of space that look exactly like our observable universe. There are copies of our galaxy, our solar system, our planet, even ourselves. This is not mysticism or fantasy. It is a logical consequence of infinity. Given enough rolls of the dice, every possible outcome will eventually occur, and in an infinite universe, there are infinitely many rolls. Of course, these copies would be so far away that we could never observe them, never interact with them, never know they exist. They would be beyond our cosmic horizon, beyond the reach of any light or signal, forever separated from us by the expansion of space. But they would exist if the universe is indeed infinite. This is sometimes called the level 1 multiverse, not different universes with different laws, but distant regions of the same universe, so far away that they are effectively separate realities. Let this thought settle into your mind like a feather drifting onto still water. Somewhere, unimaginably far away, there might be another you, lying in bed, listening to words much like these, contemplating the same mysteries, drifting toward the same sleep. This is not guaranteed, and it may not be true, but if the universe is infinite, it is a logical possibility. The cosmos is strange enough, large enough, patient enough to contain all possibilities, even the possibility of you, again and again, scattered across the infinite dark. But there are other, stranger versions of the multiverse that arise from our physical theories. One of the most famous comes from quantum mechanics, the branch of physics that describes the behavior of matter and energy at the smallest scales. Quantum mechanics is strange and counterintuitive, filled with probabilities and uncertainties, particles that seem to be in multiple states at once until they are observed. And one interpretation of quantum mechanics, the many worlds interpretation, suggests that every time a quantum event could go multiple ways, The universe splits into branches, with each possible outcome realized in its own branch. In this view, there are not just many regions of our universe, but many entire universes constantly branching off from one another, creating an ever-growing tree of realities. Every possible outcome of every possible quantum event is realized somewhere in this vast tree. The multiverse, in this interpretation, is not a collection of separate bubbles, but a single, vast, ever-branching structure, with our experience representing just one path through the infinite possibilities. This is, to be clear, just one interpretation of quantum mechanics, and it is not universally accepted. Other interpretations do not require a multiverse at all, but the many worlds interpretation has a certain mathematical elegance, and it solves some of the puzzles of quantum mechanics in a clean and consistent way. If it is true, then the illusion of our single reality is even more profound than we imagined. We would be experiencing just one branch of an infinite tree, unaware of all the other branches, all the other versions of events, all the other yous and me's living out their variations of the cosmic story. Still another version of the multiverse arises from cosmological theories about the very beginning of the universe. We mentioned earlier the concept of inflation, a brief period of exponential expansion that is believed to have occurred in the first fraction of a second after the Big Bang. Inflation explains many features of the universe we observe, including its large-scale uniformity and the pattern of fluctuations in the cosmic microwave background. But some versions of inflationary theory suggest that inflation is not just something that happened once in our past. It may be something that happens eternally, in different regions of a vast, ever-inflating space. Our universe would then be just one bubble in this eternal inflation, a region where inflation ended and normal expansion began, surrounded by an infinite sea of still inflating space that is constantly spawning new bubbles, new universes, each with potentially different properties and even different laws of physics. This is sometimes called the Level 2 multiverse, and it is even more speculative than the Level 1 version. We have no direct evidence that other bubble universes exist, and it is unclear whether we ever could have such evidence. The other bubbles would be forever beyond our cosmic horizon, separated from us not just by distance but by the inflationary expansion that prevents any communication between bubbles. And yet, the idea is not simply fantasy. It arises from taking our best theories of cosmology seriously, following their implications to their logical conclusions. Eternal inflation is a prediction, or at least a possibility, of the same physics that explains the cosmic microwave background and the large-scale structure of the universe. It may be wrong, but it is not arbitrary. It is a vision of the cosmos that emerges from our deepest understanding of how space and time behave. Let these possibilities wash over you without the need to grasp or evaluate them. We are not trying to prove the multiverse tonight. We are not trying to decide whether it is true or false. We are simply contemplating the possibility, letting it expand our sense of what might be, allowing it to deepen our appreciation of the mystery that surrounds us. If the multiverse is real, in any of its forms, then the cosmic illusion we have been exploring takes on new dimensions. It would not just be that we cannot see the full extent of our own universe. It would be that we are experiencing just one sliver of an infinitely larger reality, one branch of an infinite tree, one bubble in an endless foam. The hidden realms beyond our observation would not just be more of what we already see, they might be fundamentally different, governed by different laws containing different kinds of matter and energy, unfolding in ways we cannot imagine from our limited vantage point. This is the ultimate extension of our question. What if the universe's true size was hidden by a cosmic illusion? What if the universe we observe was not just a small part of a larger whole, but a tiny fragment of an incomprehensibly vast multiverse, with most of existence forever beyond our ability to detect or understand? There is something both humbling and liberating about this possibility. Humbling, because it suggests that we are far smaller and more limited than we might have thought, inhabitants of one bubble in an infinite sea, one branch in an infinite tree. But liberating because it suggests that existence is far richer and more varied than we might have imagined, that the cosmos has endless room for possibility, for variation, for wonder. And perhaps there is comfort in the idea too. If the multiverse is real, then nothing is truly lost. Every possibility is realized somewhere. Every path not taken is taken in some other branch. Every life not lived is lived in some other bubble. The choices we make here, the experiences we have, the loves and losses that define our lives are all just one thread in an infinite tapestry, one variation among countless others. This is not meant to diminish the importance of our lives. If anything, it enhances it. Each of us is a unique perspective on the cosmos, a particular vantage point from which existence is experienced. Even if there are other versions of us in other universes, this version, here, now, is irreducibly precious. It is the only one we will ever know from the inside. It is our life, our experience, our window into the infinite. So let the multiverse be a dream for you tonight, a possibility to rest within, a speculation to carry you towards sleep. You do not need to believe in it or understand it fully. You only need to allow it to expand your sense of wonder, to remind you that the cosmos may be even stranger and more vast than the observable universe already suggests. We are so small, and existence is so large. Our lives are so brief, and time may be eternal. Our knowledge is so limited, and the mystery is so deep. But in the midst of all this vastness and uncertainty, here we are, conscious, wondering, alive. We are part of the story, whatever the story turns out to be. We are participants in the mystery, even if we never solve it. And there is something beautiful in that, something worth celebrating, something worth resting within as you drift towards sleep. The multiverse whispers to us from beyond the edges of our knowledge. It suggests that reality is more than what we see, more than what we can ever see, more than what any finite being could ever comprehend. But it does not demand that we understand it. It only invites us to wonder, to imagine, to let our minds brush against the infinite, and feel the peace that comes from that encounter. As you rest there, in your comfortable place, let the idea of the multiverse float around you like a gentle mist. Infinite possibilities, endless variations, other yous and other me's, living out their lives in their own bubbles, their own branches, their own corners of the infinite, and all of it connected somehow, by the same fundamental laws, the same underlying reality, the same mystery that we are all part of, whether we know it or not. This is not a lonely thought. It is a thought of connection, of belonging, of being part of something that transcends our individual experience. The multiverse, if it exists, is not a cold and empty place. It is full of everything, full of all possibilities, full of wonder and beauty and meaning in every possible form. And we are part of it. This particular variation, this particular thread, this particular flicker of awareness in the infinite dark. Rest in that belonging now. Let it comfort you. Let it carry you deeper into the quiet of the night. The multiverse may or may not be real, but the wonder it evokes is real. The sense of possibility it opens is real. The peace that comes from contemplating the infinite is real, and you are real, here, now, part of the mystery, held by the same forces that hold all things, drifting gently towards sleep in the vast, patient, endlessly mysterious cosmos. The journey continues. There is more to explore in the chapters ahead. We will return from the speculative heights of the multiverse to the more familiar ground of what we can observe and measure. We will contemplate the dark matter and dark energy that pervade the cosmos, the invisible forces that shape everything we see. We will reflect on our place in this vast and hidden universe, and we will come, finally, to a peaceful contemplation of what it all means for us, for our lives, for our rest in the quiet night. But for now, just breathe, just rest. Just let the whispers of the multiverse fade into the gentle darkness, carrying with them the sense of infinite possibility, the feeling of being part of something vast and strange and wonderful. You are here. You are part of the story. And whatever the story turns out to be, whatever lies hidden beyond the horizons we cannot cross, you are exactly where you need to be. The night is deep. The mysteries are endless, and you are at peace, drifting gently through the cosmic dark, held by forces older than the stars, wondering at the universe that has produced you, and all the other possibilities that may exist beyond the reach of light and time. Rest now. Dream of infinite possibilities. Dream of other universes, other branches, other bubbles in the cosmic foam, and know that whatever you dream, whatever you imagine, whatever you wonder about, it is all part of the same great mystery that has been unfolding since the beginning of time. You are part of that mystery. You have always been, and you always will be, in some form, some echo, some trace of consciousness wandering at the infinite. The multiverse whispers, and we listen. The cosmos expands, and we rest within it. The night goes on, and we drift with it, peaceful and wondering, at home in the mystery, at peace with the unknown, and the journey continues.